Alrighty, I want to fuck around with this class again because this was a stack of fun yesterday, man. With that Hauer. I think I'm near maxed it out. I'm a little bit curious as to what else is going to unlock though. And I also want to muck around with this FFAR, even though I think it's a little bit broken, so I'm not actually sure how keen I am for that one. Aside from that, I also want to give that 45 1911 another crack as well. All while eating my lunch. Oh, what's good, Jordan? Yeah, bro, this is it. This is it, man. This is all I'm doing now. Mini-Royale. On lock. Unless, you know, I'll probably go back to normal solos, bro, when they bring that shit back, but the stimulus solos is not it for whatever reason, man. It is not it. Oh, I don't have any water. Fuck. Oh, well, I'll survive for one game. How's your day been looking, Jordan? And how did you and Donnie go on Valorant? How was it? What was that like? For an all-day strategy meeting, fucking absolutely. This is what you're after, man. High input, invested in the success of the company. These are some questionable gun choices. But I don't mind. Yo, what's going on, Dewey? Yeah, bro, it's all PVOs now. That's all I am now. Just nothing but PVOs. Y'all know that. Valorant, I don't mind. Never played CSGO or anything like that, so it's totally different. Yeah, I mean, and that's it, man. It's just completely different kind of FPS. Where the whole focus is on the... I'm just going to get a loadout. Fuck it. The whole focus is on that, like, that accuracy and that reaction time. Pity I don't know how any of these buildings work yet. I'm pretty certain this dude's still above me, man. Is he? I was definitely behind that, right? Oh, turns out no. Holding angles and controlling weird recoil patterns. Yeah. So it's like I like to think of him as sort of like a twitch shooter rather than in anything else, because you're sort of just going like that's the whole That's the whole game. You hold an angle, then you flick to the whatever the actual well, right. So I didn't hear that at that time? That was weird. No, I've never been a CSGO player either, man. I mean, I have played it, but probably with just as much experience as I've played fucking Valorant, man, which is very low, very limited. It's just not for me either, man. It's a bit of a... I find it a little bit boring as well. As Dewey said, it's all around that holding the angles, and even when you pull off big plays, they just don't click for me, man, for whatever reason. So Donny should be sharp as hell then, man. He should be sharp as hell in this too. Which is, awesome. I mean, that's what I do like about that. That CS:GO and Valorant is obviously you become super sharp. Your reaction time, your flicks, your aim is all fantastic, and that translates to every game. Obviously, the fucking recoil patterns doesn't help you, and the lack of mobility, I think, hampers somewhat. And I mean, to be quite honest, the movement is one of the main reasons I'm such a COD fanboy. And half of that is 99% accidental. I wonder if there's any bounces to be found. So bounces used to happen, if I understand my Unreal Engine to any sort of degree, when the surface you were landing on was angled at a certain position. That's why the bounces existed in COD 4, because it was built on the the Unreal Engine, which was Infinity Ward's version of it. This is a live RPG Rust stream. The lack of guns is a little bit disturbing. Alright, we're good. What actually is Rust? I heard a bit about it, never watched it, played it. Man, I don't know shit. My vague understanding. The old toe shot. My vague understanding is that it's that survival fucking shooter. Which, I mean, all that boils down to, man, in my very limited experience, just seems to be dudes just crouch walking around everywhere. Like this really fearful gameplay style. So, Billy, while you're here, I thought I might update. Things are going well. Haven't seen the Tiger thing, bro. No, I vaguely saw it, man, but I was running late to pick up the stream at 12s. Uh, the long list of people that Donald Trump is allegedly planning to pardon, man, it's so long. I'm not even sure he's going to have time to sign all these documents. I mean, today's his last day, isn't it? Bro, I don't think those Capital Patriots are gonna get off. Maybe a couple of the big ones. Potentially Lauren Boebert, that the new congresswoman slash senator or whatever the fuck she is, that was taking the Patriots on the tour of the Capitol the day before, and then was live tweeting Nancy Pelosi's location during the insurrection, quote unquote. Be right back. I'm gonna go grab this bottle of water. Yeah, she might get a pardon. I don't know if our low level players are though. Particularly now that Mitch McConnell has turned on Trump and all that sort of stuff. Aaron, download Valorant. Aaron can't even fucking use mouse and keyboard on Warzone, mate. He's a fucking lost cause. We'll leave him to play this with the fucking scripters and the Cronuses and the functioning anti-cheat. We'll go off and find a real game. Have you all fucking gassed up my Twitter? My Twitter is fucking anemic, boys. It is fucking struggling. You all need to gas that shit to the moon. Yeah, I got some questions about the efficacy of the Twitter algorithm. Getting single-digit fucking views on my videos is not it, boys. Those fucking Chinese TikTok data stealers have got it on lock, I'm telling you. They got the algorithm down pat. It's down to a fucking science with those boys. Oh yeah, and also to finish off that story that I was about to tell Aaron regarding overclocking of keyboard and mice. So apparently that's not particularly necessary nowadays with onboard software. So Razer software for my mouse just lets me change my polling rate. And the polling rate of the keyboard is actually set by default. So no overclocks for me on 100 Hertz for both of them already. Sorry, 1,000. But the overclocking is always interesting. I don't think I actually need that thing, man, that marker. I don't think it actually does anything in this map. Alright, let's have a real game though. That wasn't it. Tell me about last night's run. 10 out of 10 on the Aaron scale. As in Aaron went back to his fucking huge plays of old. The dream is over. No! Well, this is fucking Chalksville, boys. Oh, mercy. Works does suck. Have you seen the gameplay for the new space FPS game Boundary? No, it was completely chalked. 1 out of 10. Ran into 7 hackers. Nice, nice. That is a good run. I haven't even heard of the space FPS game Boundary, man. Man, I watched that VOD back from yesterday's little stream. Looks COD meets a bit of Titanfall. Well, that sounds interesting, man. I'll check that out for sure. But in space with weird movement mechanics. Look, as long as the movement mechanics have depth, like Apex, or the classic Quake engine, like Diabolical ones, all that sort of shit. Like, I love that. That as long as there's depth to the movement, I'm all about it. You guys got wiped by a hacker who made his name the same as some random US streamer with 15 viewers, so everyone rushes to his stream to abuse him. Is it like so the US streamer was live? Or was this some guerrilla marketing tactic by the US streamer to then go into fucking 250 ping servers and still clean up? I wonder if it's a troll or whether it's, the old marketing, just a marketing strategy. So now we know the name of the small-time streamer Cade Bro, whereas we never would have heard about him otherwise. The A's are not important. I'm with Dewey. The question is, was it intentional? Or was this dude trolling? So that jump collocation wasn't paying the bills. This one isn't either, but apparently. Can't knock the hustler, the young fella there, just posting up, going for the shot. Excuse me? I just can't get this Pellington working, eh? It just doesn't sync for me. What did I want to use? I've already forgotten. I guess stalling there probably wasn't the go. Alright, I got a dip, burn through 75% of my data, nice. Odd. I was just about to say, don't tell me this dude's still camping my body, but turns out he wasn't. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't have a silencer and you pop shots off. Which I'm entirely okay with. These have not been it though yet, boys. I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure the run is coming. Just hasn't come yet. The real ones buy extra data to support the stream, but you do you. So what's everyone's plans for Australia Day? I mean, Dewey said that he's heading up to Foster. Is that coincides with this weekend? I would assume, Dewey. What about you, Jordan? What are you up to for Australia Day? I've got next week off. I don't know what we're gonna do. Probably not a lot. Maybe go to Raging Waters, the Sydney Wet and Wild fucking park. Starving hungry here still, too. So I do apologise for eating. Okay, yeah, so you're off to Foster this weekend, yeah, beauty, for the long weekend. Nice. Surprising the partner with 4 nights in the CBD. Nice, man. That'll be awesome. Whereabouts are you going to stay, and what's the plan? you're just gonna stay at the crown and win back the money? Like leave the missus in the room to relax, and you're just gonna play like a 4-day blackjack tournament or what? Is the CBD still under heavy restrictions as well? Going to the zoo. Oh man, the zoo's fucking badass. I always have a blast going to the zoo. I've seen a musical. Yeah, right. I can't say I've ever gone and watched a musical. Is it Cats? I mean, that's literally the only musical I know. And and I know, of course, that your missus is pregnant, so is she far enough, is she not too far along that she's going to be able to walk around the fucking zoo without any great complaints? Wrong as zoo. 50% off tickets. Nice, man. We might go to the zoo too then, eh?
Oh my.
Although it is still school holidays, so it'll probably be fucking chaos. Whoopsie. She's playing very differently today, this one. Very sweaty is what it's playing. A little bit reluctant to push this guy because he's got the Howler. Oh no, he didn't have the Howler. He had whatever the fuck this is. Where is that silent scope? Is it on the roof or is it shooting down? Is it on the ground shooting upwards? Go fish? Yeah, there he is. And the zoo's not even expensive at the best of times, is it? Or is it? Is that a scope looking at me? It certainly is. Couldn't fucking hit that guy. Terrible shooting. Just hip fire. Nice. I probably should have done the same thing, given that I couldn't hit him. I don't know where that guy was. He must have been hiding in a corner in mid. Alright, I don't have high hopes that I'm going to be able to get this loadout without dying, but... oh well, when in Rome. Still haven't quite got the hang of that one. The crashing is probably not ideal. The crashing and dying. Hey Dan, how are you, man? How's your day? I think this carbonara has now been microwaved one too many times. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is basically how my lunches are, man. Just whatever half-assed fucking protein source I can find. And broccoli. no guns in here? Not gonna lie to you, I've never been out here. I mean, I've been out here, but not enough to understand where I am or what I'm doing. Just legging it to his loadout, this man. That would have been on then too. That shot would have been on then. Maybe I'm missing the pace of the Royale today. It's just not working for me. Laser is super visible, bro. Super visible. It's really annoying how visible it is. Oh, a jailbreak. Yeah, nice. Nice. That was my welfare loadout, so that's annoying. Where did I die? Oh yeah, just there. Which was a really high activity area. The fucking same scope is camping the same fucking building, bro. Such compelling gameplay, man. I just don't understand why people are playing COD like that. But I guess, you know, that's that same mentality that the CSGO and Valorant players have to hold that angle all game. Heading down, down, down with those Mini-Royale stats, I think. I haven't been able to fire a shot in anger here to get my eye in. Oh, this is the loadout. This is one I've got to run. Number 3. Just got to hit a couple of shots so I can even get a start on here. What else is going on, boys? What else can we discuss today? Changing seats 4 times is fucking chalked, man. I mean, obviously they never designed the helicopter to be used like that, but still. My least favourite part of this whole mode is how RNG it is, right off the rip. For, you know, A, whether you're going to land on anyone. Yeah, I could do with an ability to mute that siren, eh? I can't even see this shit. Backed myself rather than plating there. No good reason. Ego, basically. Sick! Oh, he was cheating. Yeah. Nice, man! Another cheat! Cool! Chinese cheater, 180 ping, walls, and then aimbotted me. What wild plays, man. I slid straight into that. Cheating in Rebirth. Ain't that something? That is something, isn't it, man? Let's see if I can find him to report him real quick. Only just cheeky three Chinese dudes in the lobby. That sounds fair. Now, look, I don't know whether reporting them for all three of those things makes any difference, but I've got a reasonably good average for reporting people than them getting banned 2 months later. So potentially there's value in reporting them for all three. Just go with benefit of the doubt, you reckon? Reverse onus of proof. Dude, just imagine cheating in a video game. Like, Dan and I were talking about this last night at the gym. Like, you learn how boring cheating is when you cheat in your first game of Monopoly at age fucking 6 or whatever it is. And you go, wait, this isn't fun anymore. I automatically fucking win. What's the point? So this is obviously a reference to Kill Bill, right? And I know I always get on my soapbox about this. And you all don't need to hear me rant, but I mean, if we don't, if no one does anything about cheating, then the whole culture of the video game industry becomes like it did in China, where all you value is winning at all costs. And no one looks down their nose at people that are cheating or using Cronuses, for example. Like, that whole pathway is fucking pretty slippery, in my opinion. Would there be less cheaters if the game wasn't free? I doubt it, man. I mean, these people are paying money to cheat in the first place. So I don't know that having a price attached to the game would even limit the cheaters. It's not as if these cheats are so... I mean, maybe they are. I don't know enough about it, but I wouldn't expect the cheats are so basic that you can download them for free. I'm going to try to show some patience today. Where the crack? I know it's cliche, but what happened to playing for genuine fun excitement? Do you think it's heavy monetizing of the video game scene that has something to do with it? It could be, man. I think it also could be a shift of where you're getting your serotonin release from. Like, is it from getting the kills? Not so much anymore, because socially it's more celebrated to get a 40 kill game than the individual kills themselves. Now maybe, is that because the kills themselves are so low skill because of aim assist and zero recoil that they're not rewarding enough on their own? Is that why CSGO and Valorant and those sorts of games where the kills are still very much skill based, is that why they have less of a problem with cheaters? I mean, we're only fucking talking about out of our ass here at this point, but... Oh, fuck me, bro. I've been getting absolutely dominated by this Diamati. Just getting one bursted. Yeah, so, and I guess, you know, that's the whole principle behind this, the loadouts that I like to run, man, is that you're getting enjoyment out of the actual kill. So the enjoyment that you might get from winning the game, or the enjoyment you might get from getting a high kill game, isn't the important part for me. And maybe it's the rise of battle royales, man, where it is so commonplace to not win that you basically expect it. So the win is where all of that enjoyment comes from. And the kills are so easy to come by under a cheesy fashion, i.e. camping, that a general kill doesn't have any glory attached to it. All the glory is attached to winning the Battle Royale, or to win the Battle Royale with 20 kills, or drop 30 kills in a game, or whatever it may be. Maybe that's where that shift has come, that cultural shift towards, well fuck, we need to get 30 kill games. How am I going to get a 30 kill game? By cheating. I'm going to cheat, or I'm going to run a Cronus, or I'm going to run some other fucking garbage mechanic. I'm going to run the strongest guns in the game so I can get 30 kills. No, not a single one of those kills is going to require skill. But after you get 30 of them, well, there you go. That's something worth celebrating again. Alright, the breakout game has not happened yet today. We are still waiting. Why do I keep getting fucking one-bursted by this pistol? serotonin, you get your big old endorphin release from your from those Sri Lankan lobbies. See, Pro Mod is one of those specific cases where every kill does feel like you've earned it. There is no gimmick, there is no crutch. Can we still play COD 4 on PC? Man, do not give Dewey ideas. Yes, the answer is yes. We certainly can play COD 4 on PC. I couldn't even comment on the state of private lobbies. I don't know. Fucking hell! I grabbed the wrong class again. Excuse me? Yeah. Nice. There's a random pugs on Mondays and Fridays. Not super active. Every now and then they happen. Otherwise, they just cop the 100 ping and dunk off the... Yeah. I don't know what the state is of running a private server. I don't know how that all works either. But you 100% need a functioning community behind the game. I mean, I'm not willing to play at 100 ping. My enjoyment takes too big of a hit from running at 100 ping. Now, obviously, that isn't the case for Dewey, and that's awesome. I'm glad fucking Dewey can play it on Sri Lankan servers and still have a good time. It just isn't me. Let me put this away. Oh, I might just hover during this pre-game and go grab my multis. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. And to head off any potential questions and potentially to spark conversation, I'm having a multi, glucosamine, vitamin C, echinacea, ashwagandha, and vitamin D. Yep. all of y'all have got my guide at this point, so the information's all there for you as well. Oh, fuck off, bro. Oh my god, can I get a one non-RNG'd fucking drop? This is why Battle Royales are not fucking it! Anyway, positive vibes, boys. I wasn't even sure that was him, man. Why is this gulag so dark? It's 100% still in here, right? I just don't want to push it. I think he had a Mac. I'm about to get zoned. There he is up there. Ah, good, man. We're not tilting. We're not tilting, guys. It's not happening. It's getting fucking really close, but it's not happening. I'm not going to tilt. Taking the elevator down on that Mini-Royale stats. You get another bottle of water. Let me just fucking indulge me again for 2 seconds, boys, while you go about your life. The whole reason we're dropping in any fucking game mode, i.e. Battle Royales at this point in gaming industry. Anyway, the reason you're dropping into your BR with the weakest fucking gun on the planet, or no gun at all, is purely so the dog shitters can find a good gun on RNG and get a kill 1 out of 10 games, or whatever that number may be. Straight off rip. So if they gave us all, say nothing crazy, let's just say they gave us all, I don't know, green kilos off rip. What would happen there? All of the shitters would fucking die straight off the rip every single game. So the whole reason that we're having this RNG tomfoolery with Battle Royales is to benefit the casuals. And it's just so fucking depressing for me, man. Oh, don't you want... casuals to get kills? No, bro. Fucking no. When I first started COD 4 10 years ago, it was the very first competitive FPS I played, and I was fucking garbage. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not anything special now, but to improve, you just have to fucking work hard. You have to play. You actually have to get better. Why did BR start to take off? Was it Fortnite? I was going for 3 or 4 years, so I missed the whole BR wave. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. PUBG was certainly the first, but it wasn't. I mean, it was super successful, but I would sort of argue that Fortnite really brought BRs to the fore. I mean, PUBG was so filled with bugs that I don't think it was ever really a particularly popular choice. I think it still is to this day. And I'd certainly argue that it sort of created the industry, man. Because as a result of that, we directly had Blackout, and Blackout was a massive success for COD. And then we also had Apex, of course. Unfortunately, I still don't know this map very well. Sounded like a screech of pure emotion from that guy. So I'm going to buy my loadout. Oh, it's only 7.5. That's cool. Should have thrown it up the top. Anyway. Okay, I don't understand this map. All right. I don't know, man. That's a good question how I didn't die there. I assume he had a bison or something shit. Or I was just too evasive. hoping for a back window here, but I guess that's not going to happen. Hope my yeah, it is. My loadout is inside the circle. I certainly did eat some bullets there. It's just too evasive, man. Just Neo'd too many bullets. Bro, we can't even joke about that comparison anymore. I'm so off that fucking Cronus script using fucking sack of shit. Ah, sick, man. This is what I was after. This is it. Whoever gets first punch wins. Cool, man. These have been going very well. So this is probably one of those times where I need to adopt a sweaty loadout to get some manner of recovery here. Thank goodness this game kicks off so quickly. So I've managed to have 500 terrible runs in a, so far, a 1 hour minute window. Maybe I just drop mid. I mean, everything else has been chalked anyway, so what's the harm? Okay. There's the hum. I seriously thought I had that first shot on him. Here we are. Have not been having a good time with this thing. This isn't a great loadout location. Excuse me? For fuck's sake, bro. Pulled out his heartbeat sensor. What a fucking animal. Oh, mercy, boys. Mercy, mercy, mercy. An absolutely fucking chalked run here. So I think I'm going to have to put the agency suppressor on this thing. Apparently that's where the additional damage comes from. Certainly nothing's been working out today. Come on, boys. Some engagement would be wonderful here. Any requests? How's that? Any class requests or suggestions or questions? Yep. Just push that one out. No. You're right, man. You need to. Of course, you don't have to apologise, Dewey. But yeah, things are not panning out. AN94. Haven't got an AN94, man. I actually have been thinking about building one. I haven't actually run it. Obviously, you need the mono there for 66. That's still 27 miles away. I don't think you need this. I don't think you need this because the irons on it are pretty good. Oh, we need the 45. I guess I'll put that on it, but I want the stippled. Aaron reckons it's cracked, but I'm not sure. Look, I think it could be cracked, man, for sure. From some stuff that I've seen on it. Man, I haven't seen much about this KSP. The burst rifle SMG. I assume it was like a seasonal unlock or something, was it? Good. dude backing into a corner and closing the door in a fucking pre-game. I'm just enjoying the KSP on Cold War. I haven't given it a run on Warzone. Yeah, and I guess that's the interesting question, man, is that the way that they perform on Cold War isn't at all how they perform on Warzone anyway, so I wonder if we can draw any parallels. What's been keeping me busy? Some really boring administration stuff around plant registrations, design and item registrations. I'm sure you don't need to know the details of that. But I've got to do some admin-y things for the licensing team to those forms. And aside from that, I've got to write some guides for the inspectors for... look at this dude. Just landed on me again, bro. I've got to do some inspector guides on amusement devices. So those are the two things that I sort of have been working on very slowly over the last couple of weeks. But I really haven't made a lot of headway with them anyway, so... Like that time to kill's too fast, bro. It's too fast. I know you probably only had 2 plates on, but still. What was he just shooting at me with? Charles? No. Alright, well that's disappointing because I didn't really want to get active with the RPD. Couldn't even tell if that was something. Apparently no, it wasn't. This truly is a maze, this place. Good. The potatoes that block you in the... What's the actual crux of my role? So I'm a... I am an inspector within Safe Work New South Wales, but I'm in the engineering team because I'm a mechanical engineer. So I basically specialise in various plant and engineering issues that the other inspectors then have to, because the generalist inspector, which is the vast majority of the inspectorate, that are going out to work sites and saying to people that this is unsafe or whatever, they don't have any real great specialist knowledge, particularly when it comes to plant and engineering. So the crux of my role is generally to provide advice to the general public on engineering issues and the other inspectors on engineering issues. So, you know, for example, when there's a tower crane collapse or a fucking amusement device failure or, you know, a lathe that isn't guarded properly, an inspector will flag that issue and then they'll ask us if they don't understand what the deal is. So it's sort of like a very much a consultative role. How long have I been doing it for? I've been doing it for 5 years, man. Prior to that, I was in coal mining, underground coal mining. Prior to that, in between the coal mining and the regulator work, I worked with Canberra Water, which was really cool too. Canberra Water was a great company, great place to live and work, but it's a long fucking way away. So we're always coming home from Canberra to see the family. So I really like my job, man, because it's so diverse and you know, there's such a great variety, and it's pretty rewarding, man. It's nice when someone fucking rings you up with a question and you can help them. That's that's um, That's a good thing. It's a nice thing, and the fact that the questions aren't always the same, and I don't know the answers half the time, is great because it keeps me engaged, keeps me interested. That said, of course, the bureaucracy of working within the government, working within a particular organisation, blah 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 blah. You know all of this, both of you, I'm sure, and all three of you, if Dan's still there too, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass. And not to mention, and this one probably goes without saying, much like the general consensus around, yeah, an awful lot of red tape. The general consensus around police officers and the kind of people that are attracted to the police officer role is for that authority. That rings true for safe work as well. There's an awful lot of people that become inspectors purely for the authority of the role. So interacting with those people at various levels of the organisation isn't great. Dan, did you see Big Azza sent me a thing earlier today that we sent it to all of us boys, but that the those mobile speed cameras are removing their decals and they've got 3 times more shifts or some fucking thing. Word to the wise, Dan. Word to the wise. Another interesting element of the role is investigations. So when there is a serious incident, like a death or something like that, it's safe work that investigates it, and then we provide that report to the police and the coroner and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really interesting and really involved, but also quite depressing. That's probably the only other exciting element to speak of, though. So I take it you've been involved in some heavy shit. Not too. I mean, a few. There's been a couple of fatalities, a couple of quite. There's basically a death in a New South Wales workplace. I think it's on average about once a week. It's been obviously quite light at the moment because we're in the holiday period and not all industries have kicked back off. But it'll average out to be around one a week. So I've had some really engaged involvement in some of those fatalities, i.e. run an investigation and things like that. But more often, it's just me providing some advice on a particular piece of plant that was involved in the incident. So back in the day, the inspectors used to go out to site with the police before the body was removed and all of that sort of stuff. So that's really heavy stuff. And fortunately, they don't do any of that anymore. Would have been ghastly. But I'll tell you one very quick anecdote. So every day, well, every time there's a reportable incident in workplaces, and given that you're in the management of Johnson & Johnson, I'm sure you know all about reportable incidents. But every time there's a reportable incident, it of course has to get sent to us, the regulator, and then everyone gets sent notification of that incident, as in all the inspectors. And because you get them so often, you sort of become rather complacent to them. They don't really even have any meaning to you. And the very first time I went out to an incident where a Chinese worker who was here on a working visa, had an incident where she was stuffing pillowcases with basically feathers, and all it really was this conveyor belt on a table, if you will, with some very, very small spikes that would grip the feathers, and they would, and all her role was to load more feathers onto this conveyor belt table, which then shuttled the feathers down into a little chute, and she took the pillowcase on and off, right? Very, very basic. I hope that was that description even gathered things. Anyway, so this particular factory was basically operated entirely by Chinese immigrant workers. So obviously very limited English. Very limited English and some pretty poor, understanding of what even the requirements are in Australia. Anyway, so this lady was there. She was only not particularly old, and she was stuffing these pillowcases. Got her hand caught, and it got caught on the conveyor, and it ripped off her hand, ripped off the skin off her hand. Hang on. Oh my god. Ripped all the skin off of her hand, so it degloved her hand because there was a block on the conveyor belt, and all she did was try to push the feathers down and relieve the blockage. So really, all she was doing was trying to keep working. Like, she wasn't trying to take a shortcut or anything like that. She had no idea how to relieve the blockage. There was no safe work method statements for it or SOPs or anything. Anyway, so she was trying to do the right thing. Her hand got caught, and it ripped all the skin off of her hand and quite a number of the fingers. So that whole hand was massively impacted by this incident, and it was, of course, her dominant hand, because that's the one you're going to push down. But none of that sort of rings true when you read it in a report. But I had to go out to site and give the inspector a hand, and I looked at this conveyor, which had this spiked conveyor belt on it, and I looked underneath it, and all of the remnants, all of the gore and claret, and basically the remnants of her hand and glove were wrapped around this conveyor belt. And that's when the very first time I was like, oh, fuck, that's that woman's hand that's now on this conveyor belt. So her life is completely changed because, what? Because she fucking tried to do a job. So that was an interesting one, man. But aside from that, I mostly get a lot of incidents involving like tradies and stuff that my mates do all the time, and you go, like, fuck, man, like, that's, my dad was a roofer, and the number of roofers that fall off roofs and die in a year is absurd. it's fucking crazy, man. Now, my old man fell through heaps of roofs over his career, but fortunately none of them resulted in a serious incident, but they certainly can, man. It happens all the time. I'll tell you another particularly horrifying story, and it always sort of sticks with me, man. There's this dude, actually there's two of these stories, but this dude was a chippy or something like that, and he got hired by a granny flat company to build granny flats for them, entirely on his own. He was only a young fella in his 20s, and including doing the roofing on the granny flat. And it was his first week, and he was well behind where he needed to be. So he asked his mates to come along with him to give him a hand. So two of his mates came and worked a Saturday with him. They weren't getting paid, they were just giving their mate a hand. And he was up a ladder, working on the roof, and fell 2 meters off the ladder, hit the back of his head and died. Right there and then in front of two of his mates. Just fucking unbelievably unlucky, man. Just awful stuff. There's another very similar story where this guy was in his really low 20s, and he was a painter, and he got hired by a guy to paint the outside of a fucking sailboat of some description. I imagine like a small yacht. I actually don't know. But anyway, this thing was dry docked, so it was up on stands, and all he had to do was paint this thing. And in a very similar story, he was running way behind schedule and didn't have anything done. So we got his old man to come and give him a hand. And his old man was there with him on the day, and they jacked up one end of this They jacked up one end of this yacht and while his son was on the other. Working and painting away. Anyway, because the father jacked up that other end, it made the whole boat unstable. So it rocked over and fell on his son and killed him. Now, I don't care who you are, that's an awful story. Alright, let's play this one reasonably slowly here, boys. I'm sick of just dying. Be right back dying. Let's try to third party this. Fuck. Oh geez, the iron sights on this thing are a bit ugly. Yeah, that's some heavy ass shit, bro. So I mean, those sorts of stories are pretty wild, but I mean, I'm not actually involved, and I think they're only so heavy because, I mean, either we don't even hear about them, or it's because we don't really pay attention to them. Yeah, hey John, how are you, man? On a positive, like those solo minis look up my alley. Bro, the solo minis are really fun. Much, much less lame than the rest of this game has been lately. Fuck yeah. I saw someone down here. Didn't I? Did you just jump off? No? Interesting! Anyway, I had a neighbour for 15 years, worked at Pizza Hut. The dough got stuck in the machine. He had to push it in to get it unstuck. Common occurrence. One night he took his hand and crushed it. Luckily for him, the surgery fixed it. But imagine being a 15-year-old kid with that happening. I mean, that's a super common story. That's actually one of those ones where it's so common that we've prepared a like a what's it called? An inspector guide for how to guide those dough mixing machines. Sorry, how to guard those dough mixing machines, because it is so common that people get their hand trapped in them while they're trying to free a clog, which is just fucking awful. Let's go back to the CR56 SMG. But anyway, John, these solo minis are heaps of fun, man. Heaps of fun. But yeah, let's focus on some more positives here, boys. but the one takeaway is if you find yourself in a fucking shitty situation at work, don't go out on a limb. Goodness gracious. Certainly don't go out on a limb for the organisation's sake. Because that's the other interesting thing, man. We see an awful lot of organisations when they're getting investigated for an incident. For example, the Janellen one where the young fella got crushed under the scaffolding the start of last year, I think it was. Or the year before now, actually. I think it might have been. Anyway, that one, which was such a horrible incident, fortunately, the company, Janellen, have pled guilty straight off the bat, which is great. But a few of those companies fight tooth and nail to sort of argue that they weren't responsible for the incident. North Connects, for example, which is one of the investigations that I had where a guy crushed himself and died. But it was an avoidable incident because he didn't go by the safe work method statement for the task. And so basically they argued, well, because he didn't comply with the safe work method statement for the task, then it's his fault. And, arguably there's certainly personal responsibility here. But in this case, North Connects could have done more to protect that worker and prevent that worker from taking a shortcut. And the court agreed with that and gave them a great big fine, which is, something, I guess. But it certainly doesn't help old mate who passed away or his family. But yeah, anyway, more positive stuff, guys. We're being PVO here. PVO, let me go to the John. Be right back. So I'd summarise by saying the AN94 is not for me, Jordan. The irons are just too ugly. Basically, I need guns that I can run on irons, so I don't have to waste an attachment slot on it. Mind you, if you're going to put a VLK on it, it's all good anyway, man. Now that I've become a Mini-Royale player, an exclusive Mini-Royale player, I don't actually need to worry about VLKs anymore. Because I only play on this tiny range. Guns? Guns? I did stop picking this gun up because it never pays the bills for me, but anyway. Interesting. This thing fucking bounces everywhere. Oh, good. Yeah, hidden stats are really good, man. That's how you know it's a well-designed game, I reckon. When they've got hidden stats involved. You hear that, guys? Can you all hear that? There's like a horn, like a fucking foghorn or some shit. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking player. You get them anywhere, guys. You get them anywhere. Apparently there's no avoiding those people. Absolutely outplayed, man. He was all over me like a rash. And I deserved every penny of it. Alright guys, we are running out of time, and while I've had a fantastic time, I've had fucking garbage games the whole time, so I do apologise again for that. This has not been it. I don't think I've hit a single fucking person with a Kar 98, for example. I had some scares with site safety on a on my jobs, things that no fault of my own. But geez, that sinking feeling in the stomach every time. Yeah, man, absolutely. And that's one of those bizarre things, is that sometimes you get really, really conscious supervisors of any description on various jobs. And then other times you've got supervisors, or basically people in management roles, that just could not give a fuck less. Yeah, so that's one of those interesting ones from that Janelle and scaffolding incident, is that there was an awful lot of really damning evidence against the supervisors, basically knowing full well of what they had in place that was inadequate, or the risks involved with what they had in place, and then them not acting on it. So yeah, that's the flip side. Not everyone is as conscientious. Getting killed by that sort of thing is really upsetting. Alright, we'll just make the play, right? Someone shoot at me. Fucking oath, bro. So that's my biggest complaint about this game mode, is that how often this happens. And I guess that's what happens when you have such a small map. My goalie success rate has been through the roof lately, man. Alright, that fucking clearly doesn't count. And we've still got a little couple of minutes. Let's queue one more. I'm starting to think that maybe the welfare loadouts aren't the go in the Mini-Royale. Maybe I should try to buy my own. Where is this fucking Royale stats ended up at? Fucking bad, I'd say. Yeah, yes, sir. All the way down. John, Dewey has been telling us at the very start of the stream about a game called Boundary, a sci-fi Boundary. I think it was called Boundary, wasn't it? Like a sci-fi FPS game. Have you heard anything about it? Or any other fucking FPS worth playing? Look at these dudes. I thought I played a lot, but there's some dudes in here with some fucking high levels, man. Have to look. Unfortunately limited for nighttime computer use as sister visits for 2 months and taking it as a bedroom. Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, look, I just find that nighttime gaming is not it for me anyway, man. Alright. Very last game. Let's make it harshly worthwhile, surely. I'm going to drop right here. Because apparently there's always guns here. No plates though? Dude, I thought this guy was fucking invisible. I could not see him at all when he was holding that head glitch though, I'll tell you that for nothing. really good start to my last game. Yeah, I liked Apex, man. I really liked Apex, but it didn't scratch the itch that I sort of needed. Because without the one-tap snipers, other than the crowbar, of course, but and also the fact that there was no solo Apex. I mean, they tried it once and then said, it was a failure because people didn't play as much. Well, I mean, it didn't help for people like me who played the vast majority of the time as solos. So that was really annoying. But I really liked Apex, man. Absolutely, it was a great game. Good fist. Okay. I think I've just been sticky aimed. How good is this game mode when you have fist for Gulag? Yeah, so it's fucking 360s for him. Alright. Although that was fucking terribly disappointing, boys, that is it for me. Really disappointed that I couldn't have a proper run today. Or, well, I mean, I had a great run for 2 hours, but I mean, I didn't get a proper game in, not one good game in that period. So I do apologise for that, boys. Thank you again very much for joining me, lads. You're fucking legends. You all know that. I think I'll try my best to be back here tomorrow. I've got to get my car, got to swap out the windscreen in the morning. So potentially I might have to come in late. But all good. All right, boys. Thank you again, and I'll see you all later.